Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel, and we're back with another transfer talk show Friday night, and we have plenty of things to talk about. And of course, the main thing we need to discuss tonight is Antony, and Ajax are digging in their heels big time in relation to Manchester United. They do not want to sell Antony. Antony is basically on strike. He wants to go to Manchester United. He's looking for a way out of the club. Manchester United have gone back in with an improved bid today, and it's been rejected by Ajax again. So where does that leave Manchester United? So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about maybe some alternatives to Antony. Obviously, the main one is Cody Gakpo and how close maybe Manchester United are, or maybe how serious they are in relation to going for him. And any other questions, obviously, you have, we'll get into it as well. Is the door closed on De Jong? Some potential outgoings. Is Cristiano Ronaldo going to get out of Manchester United that he so desperately wants before the end of the transfer window? So let's see what happens. Please smash a like on the video if you haven't done so already, guys. Anyone watching on TikTok as well, please hit the like button. Helps the channel out an awful lot. But let's get right into it. So, of course, the main issue around Manchester United and the main target at the moment is Antony of Ajax. Obviously, last week Manchester United put in an 80 million bid for Antony and it was rejected. And reports in the last maybe hour or so have suggested that, well, not suggested, it's been confirmed. Manchester United have gone back in with an improved offer for Antony of 90 million euros to Ajax. And Ajax have just gone, see you later, we don't want it. So, where does that leave Manchester United? I mean, look, 90 million euro for Antony. For Ajax not to sell at that price is... It exactly goes to show that they're not too pushed on selling him, and it's a huge amount of money for a player, and it's a huge amount of money for Ajax to be receiving. So for them just to nonchalantly just outright reject it and say, no, that's not enough, just goes to show that they don't want to sell. It's too late in the transfer window. They're saying, there's 6 days to go. Even if they do have 90 million euros sitting in the bank, what can they really do with it with 6 days to go in the transfer window? It's a crazy amount of money. And it goes back to what we've been saying now for a long time throughout this transfer window with Manchester United. They could have had Antony for 50 million euro at the start of June. But no, Manchester United, dragged their knuckles on the floor, took their time, tiptoed around, and it's coming back to bite them now, big time. 90 million euro for an Eredivisie player, I don't care how good you are. It's just absolute obscene money. And it goes to show how desperate Manchester United are. We didn't act on time, we didn't act quick enough, and it's coming back to bite us now. It really is. Great to see so many people in as well, guys. Kaz is in, I see you there on TikTok. Twigs and Kotler in on YouTube there as well. Twig says 90 million is absurd. Absolutely. Kotler says starting to feel less confident about us getting Antony. Well, so am I. So there's been reports in the last maybe hour or so, and they're coming from Tier 1. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano mentioned it. Antony is understood to be disappointed that Ajax did not accept today's 90 million bid from him. He has reiterated his desire today to make the move to Manchester United. Those close to Antony, this is from Jonathan Schrager, suggests that those close to Antony aren't sure at this stage if Manchester United will return to make another offer. Ajax haven't specified a figure to sell the player and are determined to keep him despite Antony's team's best efforts to facilitate a transfer. And then it goes on to say then as well, other reports are suggesting that Antony is hoping that Ajax's financial director, Susan Lenderink, and supervisor directors intervene and let him go to Manchester United and make the move. So look, it's huge news in relation to the Antony deal. It's not good news for Manchester United fans by any stretch of the imagination. But, I mean, me personally, obviously, I would like to get Antony. I think he'd be a great signing for Manchester United. But I don't blame Ajax. I really don't blame Ajax. I think, Manchester United coming in with 6 days to go in the transfer window, wanting to take their star player. Why would they? Why would they? And it's just showing the incompetence of this Manchester United board in relation to getting deals done. And all of this talk that we got at the start of the transfer window in pubs by the director of football saying that the money is there and it will be spent. Well, look, we've overspent on Martinez from Ajax. We got a free transfer in Ericsson. We got Malacia for 15 million, which was good business. We vastly overspent, I think, for Casemiro, even though he's a world-class player. So, this new regime at Manchester United, this board doesn't seem to be working. It really doesn't. And they can't get deals over the line. Let's see what people are saying here. Dram says, we got enough firepower now. King says, all the Antony chasing when we could go for Sarr at Watford. And Guinness says, he has a contract at Ajax and Ajax don't want to sell him. Yeah, well, of course, that's completely true. Twig says he must be a clone of Cruyff for 90 million. Well, Jesus Christ. I'd say like 90 million euro would be the highest player any player has ever moved out of the Eredivisie, in or out. So it's just crazy money. Cottle says, I feel like we're heading towards panic buying Depay and missing out on Antony. And Shane is in. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. T in the UK says, the Toon are getting stronger. They certainly are. Let's keep it Manchester United for the minute, though. But look, Manchester United are absolutely scraping the barrel here now. And I hope we don't go out and panic buy like the guys are saying in the chat there. I think the big thing with Antony was that Ajax wanted to get Hakim Ziyech in from Chelsea as a replacement, and Chelsea wouldn't sell for, I think it was 45 million euro they were looking for. And Mike Verwey in the Telegraph in Holland came out and said not being able to get Ziyech is playing a huge role in Ajax not wanting to sell Antony to Manchester United. So obviously we have these trickle-down effects. Stephen says, Liverpool are better. Well, you fucking weren't better Monday night and we absolutely hammered you. We shouldn't be forcing guys to join, says Dram. Well, we're not forcing Antony to join, Dram. He does want to sign for Manchester United. It's just Ajax don't want to sell. So that's the issue there. Keelan says, any updates on Frankie de Jong and Antony? Yeah, so we just mentioned the Antony deal there. It looks like it's getting further and further away. A 90 million bid has been rejected today. It's just broken in the last maybe half an hour or so. But yeah, Stephen says 9-0. Yeah, well, 2-1, man. You're living in the past. We beat you 2-1. Absolutely hammered you. Yeah, and we're above you in the table. So happy days. Let's see what people are saying here. Noel says, offered him Ronaldo also. They're in the Champions League. That's what he wants. Yeah, and that's something we mentioned during the week on, I think it was on Wednesday night on the transfer show. We mentioned, would a swap deal for Ronaldo to Ajax work? And I think it would. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Ajax would, I would say, would love Ronaldo. Now, wages would be a big issue, I would say. That's probably something that would hold it back. But wages maybe would be a big issue. But outside of that, Ajax have Champions League football. Ronaldo wants Champions League football. Ajax would love to have Ronaldo, I would think. In the Eredivisie would love to have him. So I think it's a win-win. So I'm surprised we haven't seen or even heard rumours about this, but I think certainly it would be a good deal. Exhibit says, just gave 95 million plus Maguire, or just give 95 million plus Maguire for Antony. And Shane says, honestly, I know Casemiro was a panic buy, but he's exactly what we needed, and he's the best in the business. Absolutely. And look, I have no issue with Casemiro. I think he's a fantastic signing, and I think the player and the signing is very good, but the business isn't good in relation to what we paid for him. So if we're looking at separating transfers away from the actual negotiations, then the transfers that we've made have been good. We've signed good players, but the business in relation to getting these players has been abysmal, and the business over the whole transfer window I think has been poor. Twig says, Alanga told Trent to do one on Monday. Trent got bullied. He certainly did. Cottle says, facts bro, Trent got spun by Alanga. And Exhibit says, is Rayan Cherokee not that good for us? I'm not 100% sure who that is, to be honest. Let's see what people are saying here on TikTok as well. Stephen says, I love when United fans are in this type of state. Have hope after beating us. Well, look, we have more hope than you do at the moment. You're in the mud, we're not. I think United should go for Gakpo, says Keelan. Yeah, look, obviously Gakpo has been linked big time with Manchester United. I think we can get Gakpo if we want. We would have to pay probably close to 50 million for him. But I do think he would be a good signing. And especially with the Antony deal dragging on now for so long, I wouldn't be surprised if we go back with him. Go back in for him and go back in for him fast. Let's see. T says you must be dreaming Ronaldo to Ajax. Well, look, I like everything bar the figures work. The football works. He wants Champions League football. Ajax can give it to him. We want Antony. Surely at least the discussion can be there. Kenny says Ajax doesn't want to sell Antony. Chris says, why do Man United need Dubravka? I don't know. It's a weird one to me, Chris, I'd have to say. The only kind of thing I can put around that is Manchester United do like to have 3 goalkeepers. He would be the third one, and maybe on a short-term deal we would be looking to get him in, and maybe next summer going for maybe our first choice target in terms of a goalkeeper. And look, to be honest with you, if that is the case, it would be nice to see some multi-transfer window planning out of Manchester United for a change. If we're looking at trying to get a goalkeeper in and he's not available this summer, then okay, I'm alright getting Dubravka in for a year and then going for whoever we need next summer. So, I'm okay with that. Let's see. Stephen says, have a good evening, bud. You too, pal. All a bit of banter between United and Liverpool. It's all good. Let's see. Oh, Kenny is back in and saying, too busy following England and neglect your old country. Kenny, I am sick to the TTU. Go off and follow League of Ireland fan channel. I'm sick of you. Jog on, son. Let's see. Keane says, Trent isn't even that good. Jubes says, only Malacia bought for sensible money. Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree, Jubes, absolutely. Emmanuel said, United should leave Antony deal and go for Gakpo because he's cheaper and good also. I absolutely agree with that as well. I would like to get both of them. Both of them would be good, but obviously we do have to be realistic in that sense as well. If you offered me one, I would probably err towards going for Gakpo because he's cheaper. We would have more money to go back into the market, and I think we're desperate. We're in desperate need of a number 9. I really do. I think all of this talk about getting wide players, okay, we do need wide players as well. I absolutely do. I don't think we can rely on Sancho and Rashford for the entire season. Look, Elanga had a good first half the other night. I don't think he's the solution for the entire season either. So we do need wide players. But if we went and got Cody Gakpo for 40 million, and we're willing to spend 100 million on Antony, then take that extra 60 million and go out and get a number 9 as well. And that kills 2 birds with 1 stone, really, But again, that's just my opinion. Chris is in. Good to see you, man. Bring on Antony, Gakpo and Depay. Exhibit says, right wing from Leon, wanted potential, a wonder kid from 2021. Okay, I must look into him, Exhibit. Chris says, heard it was Sporting Lisbon again. Look, there's going to be these reports again with Ronaldo before the end of the transfer window. He wants out. Look, if he leaves, he leaves. I'm not overly worried. Please smash a like on the video as well, guys, if you haven't done so already. We have 36 in the chat on YouTube watching, and we only have 6 likes. Please take a second, hit the thumbs up for me. Helps the channel out an awful lot. And anyone watching on TikTok, let's try and get to maybe 5,000 likes before the end. We're nearly at 1,000, so keep tapping that screen for me. Helps the channel out an awful lot. Paul says, could you give a shout out to... No, I will not give a shout out, Paul. You're not getting me, son. You're not getting me. You nearly got me, though. You nearly got me. Jose always said, if you want a certain player, you always have to pay a lot of money. And Keelan says, no offense, but Ronaldo needs to leave. Chris says, is he better than what you have in goal? And Keane says, Antony refusing to train worries me if he signs for us. Let's see. Paul with the laughing faces there. You nearly got me, man. You nearly got me. Tommy says, how are Ajax rejecting 90 million? They will never get that again. No, they won't get it again, but I think Ajax are a type of club that can turn over and produce good players on a consistent basis. So they're going to say, look, we'll keep Antony for another year and we'll get the 50 or 60 million that we wanted for him next summer. And I think they easily will. Absolutely. Let's see. Cottle says, are you doing a watch along tomorrow? I certainly am, Cottle. So we're going live from 12 o'clock tomorrow, noon tomorrow for the watch along between Southampton and Manchester United. So anyone watching that hasn't, or it's new, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button as well. Anyone watching on YouTube as well. I mean, come on, we nearly have 50 people in the chat, guys. 50 people watching and only 6 likes. Let's get them likes up for me. Hit the thumbs up button. Only takes a second and helps out the channel. But yeah, we're going to be doing a watch along tomorrow. I won't be able to hang around for too long after it. I basically, as soon as the final whistle goes, I'm going to have to leg it because I'm going to a Liam Gallagher concert in Dublin tomorrow, so I have to go straight away. But yeah, we're definitely going to be doing the watch along. Chris says, is it hard for United to buy at sensible prices? Everyone tries to dig into United's pockets. Well, look, I don't think this is Ajax digging into United's pockets. You know, there is a very good relationship between Ajax and Antony, between Ajax and Manchester United, and Manchester United just left it too late. They were willing to sell us Antony for 50 million at the start of the summer, but we dragged our heels and we didn't go in time. And now they're in their season has started. You know, they can request whatever they want because, you know, if they're going to sell their star player, you know, with such little time left in the transfer window, then they're well within their rights to go and ask for as much money as they want, you know. Shane says, in my opinion, yes, the price is crazy, but Antony is what we also need to break deep lines down and affect the price. We're the biggest club in the world. 100 million should be nothing. Well, look, I agree with you there, Shane, but look, I mean, Manchester United can't keep spending massive money like this because, you know, obviously, look, we're talking about the Glazers, you know, Glazers out and all of this kind of stuff. And Manchester United is a huge club, but there's only so much money really that we can spend because the money is not coming from the Glazers. It's coming from the revenue generated by Manchester United, and there's only so much of that you can do. You know, we do a Leeds United on it here very easily. You know, Leeds United went out and spent all of the money in the early 2000s, and all of a sudden they were bankrupt. Now, look, I don't think Manchester United are going to go that far, but it's a slippery slope. It really is. Especially when you can't shift players for money then. We give players massive wages. Look at Phil Jones, for example. We cannot get rid of Phil Jones. He will not fuck off to a different team. You know what? Because he's getting 100 grand a week at Manchester United. He'll never get close to that anywhere else for the rest of his career. So why wouldn't he see out his contract? And that's the issue, you know. Cottle says, we need Ronaldo. Martial is too injury prone. Absolutely. So Martial is out for tomorrow's game, if anyone didn't hear. And that's another reason why I think we do need to go out and get a number 9, because Martial's injury record over the last 2 or 3 years has been pretty abysmal. He's been injured something like, he's had, I think, 15 or 16 different injuries over the last 3 years, which is not good. It's not good. Exhibit says, Ronaldo to be a false 9 in the final of your UCL, and he made the winning goal from that position. And Chris says 7:30 a.m. for us here in Florida. Well, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. It's great to see so many people from all around the world. See you there at the concert, man, says Shane. Good to see you. Keep an eye out for me, and make sure if you do see me, come up and say hello and let me know who you are. It'd be good to see you. Speaking of Liam Gallagher, what do you think of Van Dijk's impression on Liam Gallagher? I seen the video of it. I seen the TikToks of it with Van Dijk with his arms behind his back trying to block Sancho's shot, and someone clipped it up as Liam Gallagher singing Wonderwall. It was absolutely brilliant. It was brilliant. It really was. And Chris says, if we were late and let's say we bought Antony at 50 million at the beginning of the window, but what would they have made us pay for Martinez? So Martinez and Antony we would have got for under 100 million, they were saying, early on in the transfer window. But again, we just dragged it on and on with Martinez as well. Exhibit says, Ronaldo will score a hat-trick against Southampton, trust me. Well, I hope so. Chris says, sign Depay, short term. 10 to 15 million for Depay. It's a short-term fix. Well, it is a short-term fix. And look, I don't think it would be a bad signing. But look, I'm not specifically, giving out about signings here. I'm giving out about how the board are really acting and how slow we are and how poor we are in the transfer window to negotiate these deals. And that's the issue really for me. Exhibit says, when people criticise Ronaldo, he always shuts them like he did last season. Who the hell is Liam Gallagher, says Chris. So Liam Gallagher is the front man for the band that used to be called Oasis. He's now a solo artist, so it's a 90s thing. Kevin is in and says, I believe Antony will get a move to Manchester United. Well, look, I hope so. It's not looking good at the moment. But look, let's see what happens. Let's see what people are saying. Antony is watching from Kenya. Good to see you, man. And Connor is watching from Limerick. We have Tito is watching from Antigua. Great to see so many people in from all over the world, guys. I really appreciate it. Keep smashing that like button for me. Callum says, will Casemiro start and how long's Martial out for? I didn't hear a time scale on how long Martial is out for. Ten Hag did say he hopes he will be back for the next game. I think Casemiro starts, to answer your other question as well. I think he goes straight into that team. Ten Hag has said he's fit, he's fully fit, ready to go. So I don't see why he doesn't go in. I really don't. Scott McTominay, see you later. And Casemiro straight in. That's probably the only change I would make. I'd start Elanga, Rashford and Sancho up front again. I really would. And I start Eriksen and Bruno in the middle with Casemiro, and of course the back four would stay the same for me. But look, I've done a match preview as well, guys. And it went live today about 4 o'clock. So make sure you check that out on the YouTube channel as well. Anyone watching on TikTok, link on my homepage to the YouTube channel. We do all our watch-alongs there as well. A lot of content up there. So make sure you go and check it out too. Tyan says, we are really slow in the transfer window. We certainly are. Chris says, I know Oasis, Wonderwall. Yep, now you have it. And Exhibit says, Jenny Blackpink brings us luck. He wears United jerseys in the blank new pink venom and released it just before the match against Liverpool. Okay. Connor says, are you hopeful of Antony? I mean, my percentages are dropping. I was up to 95% with Antony last week. I thought it was so on, but I mean, the Ajax have rejected 90 million. I mean, I don't think Manchester United are going to go back in with an improved offer. I really don't. Unless we can do something like we were mentioning there, a swap deal, give him Ronaldo on top of maybe 60 or 70 million, and see what happens. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Let's see. I think Ten Hag will use formation like the first match against Brighton. Casemiro, Fred and Eriksen, Sancho, Rashford and Bruno as a false nine. Maybe so. Well, look, the one thing I would say, especially with the likes of Casemiro coming in like that, it certainly does give us options. It really does give us options. And that's what we need. Look, we need options. And, we said at the start of the transfer window, we need midfielders. We do need midfielders. Now, we've signed two. We've signed Eriksen and Casemiro. Are we going to go back in for De Jong? Is that deal still on the table? I don't know. I can see Manchester United going back in before the window ends and seeing what they can do. But I mentioned it the other night. It's like an old Western standoff where you have three lads standing outside a bar, in a Western. They're all pointing guns at each other, and it's who flinches first. Pew, pew, pew. Will Barcelona falter and say, right, we want you off the books, here's your 17 million. Will De Jong say, it's okay, I don't want the money, I want to go to Manchester United, and he up sticks and goes? And does Manchester United say, look, we'll pay the 15 million or the 17 million because we want him? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the last few days. And as well, guys, I am doing a full day of the transfer window next Thursday. I'm going to be going live maybe about 3 o'clock in the day, and I'm going to be I'll be live all the way through till transfer until the window closes. So we're going to be live for about 9 hours in total. Now, obviously, I'm going to be taking some breaks in between. But make sure you're tuning in, liking, subscribing, all of that good stuff, so you don't miss out. What's your prediction? By the way, I've been friends with you for 6 months, says McKendrick. Yeah, so my prediction is 2-0 to Manchester United for tomorrow. Again, go back and watch the game preview that I have up on YouTube. It went live today about 4 o'clock, so go back and check that out. I go through everything. I go through some maybe threats from Southampton as well and where they're dangerous, and then I talk about Manchester United. I give my starting 11 and then I give my match prediction as well. Solo is in. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Anyone who hasn't, guys, make sure you go over and check out the United Agenda fan channel as well. I was on with the guys on, I think it was Thursday night. I was on live with them. Great bunch of guys and a lovely channel over there as well, the United Agenda. Make sure you go over and check them out. They do some great fan content there as well. What about starting Fred with Casemiro? Look, I think it's an option. I certainly do. And I think Fred would give us energy. Look, I'm not a massive fan of Fred, but I do think he can be effective in certain games. I mean, in a game against Southampton where I would hope that we have the vast majority of possession, I would be more inclined to go with the likes of an Eriksen and a Bruno together in the middle of the field, because they're just better on the ball. They're better, and if we're looking at Southampton, who you would look at maybe might play a low block and might, sit in if United do have the vast majority of possession, you would hope that we have players like Eriksen and Bruno on the field that can unlock defences and things like that. And I don't think Fred can do that. I think Casemiro is such a good defensive midfielder that I think he can nearly do it on his own, and then you can have your Brunos and your Eriksens playing maybe slightly ahead of them. If we play a 4-2-3-1, I think we can play a 4-1-2-1 maybe, so look, there's options there. There are options, and I think Manchester United are going to have a lot of the ball tomorrow. I really do. And I think we will have more of the ball if we play the likes of Eriksen and Bruno ahead of Fred. That would be my opinion there. But let me know what you think, guys, in the comments. Exhibit says Casemiro and Fred duo is really good in the national team. It's a waste if Ten Hag didn't realise it. Sacrifice Ronaldo or Bruno on the bench. Well, look, I don't think you can drop Bruno given his performance against Liverpool. I thought he was brilliant. So, look, it's going to be interesting to see. Let's see what happens. But again, it goes back to that word that we use, guys. It goes back to the word we use, and that's options. And the fact now that we do have more options in the middle of the park, is good. Is good. Let me see. Any updates? No updates. Let's see what people are saying here. Tell me about Man United transfers. Who would we like to join the team soon? No one at the moment, by the looks of it, King. Absolutely no one. And let's see what people are saying here on YouTube. Chris says, we cannot play a false nine. Southampton will park the bus and make us break them down. Need goal vulture inside the box. We need Ronaldo in this game. Casemiro and Fred works together because of talent around them with the Brazil team. Neymar, Arthur, Rafinha, Antony. And Cottle says, Domenico Berardi is a cheap alternative. He is, actually. I know that guy. Left-footed right winger for Sassuolo. I mean, look, there is options there, guys. It all depends on who we go for. But look, we have to be in for someone before the end. If we don't go back in for Antony, we'll have to go in for someone else. Mighty Lions is in from Melbourne. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. What do you think of the United against Liverpool? Yeah, it was a fantastic game. Absolutely brilliant. Sonny says, hey, from New Zealand, what do you reckon we get Champions League football next year? Good to see you, Sonny. Thanks for joining us. Do we get Champions League football next year? I tell you, come back and ask me that question next Friday on the Transfer Talk show, because the transfer window will be over and we'll have a better idea. I think if we can make a couple of signings before the end of the transfer window, and I mean good signings, like if we could have got Antony, maybe it might still happen. If we could have got De Jong, and maybe a right back, then yes, I think we could challenge for top four. I think as our squad is now, I think our best bet is for us to win the Europa League. But again, it's a very fine margin that you're working off of in relation to trying to qualify for the Champions League, going for the Europa League alone, because knockout stages, bang, you're gone, end of story. And then you look back and say, shit, we're in 6th in the league, with 3 months left of the season. Where do we make up the ground? So, it is a fine line that you have to teeter on. But look, I think as of now, I don't see us making top four with this squad. But if we can make some signings before the end of the transfer window, let's see what them signings are, and then we'll make a call on it from there. Mark says Casemiro holding, Bruno and Eriksen in the middle, Sancho and Elanga with Rashi through the middle. Yeah, look, that's what I was saying as well, Mark. It's basically the same team. We're just taking McTominay out for Casemiro. Let's see what other people are saying here. Katie says, so our bid rejected again. Do you think they'll back down in the end? Look, Manchester United are going to have to go in for a bid of more than 90 million euros, because that was the bid. I can't see it happening. I really cannot see United going back in with 90 million. I can see now potentially as going for the likes of Gakpo, getting him in as an alternative. And then, I mean, that would free up more money for us to go for a number 9 because we need a number 9. What happens if Ronaldo walks out the door before the end of the transfer window? You know, we're left with Anthony Martial up front as our only established number 9, and knowing how injury prone he is, I think we need to be in for a number 9 before the end of the window. I really do. Cottle says it's a shame we missed out on Seshko. He's a bright future. Absolutely, absolutely. Big miss there. Shane says, I personally think we caught Liverpool at a good time. Yeah, we did, Shane. But look, Liverpool still had quality players on the pitch. Let's not, I mean, Diaz, you know, Dalot done a number on him. Malacia done a number on Salah. Firmino, okay, has passed it. You know, they had Van Dijk playing at the back. They had Robertson playing at the back. They had Trent playing at the back. You know, they had Alisson in the goal. So they weren't weak by any means. I just think Manchester United, as maybe as poor as Liverpool played, I think it was because Manchester United played so well. You know. Make sure you smash a like on the video as well, guys. Keep the likes coming in. 75 people watching on YouTube and only 15 likes. Please take a second, hit the thumbs up button for me. It really helps the channel out an awful lot. And make sure you're subscribing as well if you're watching on YouTube. We're going for 5,000 subscribers before Christmas. Yeah, I'd really appreciate it. Exhibit is after subscribing there as well in the last few minutes, so I really appreciate that as well. So make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. Helps us out an awful lot. Can someone explain Glazers out, please, says user. So we want Glazers out, and because they're parasites and they're shit owners, basically. Mighty Line says, what's the word on Jim Radcliffe buying United? Well, look, it's not that it's gone quiet, but the initial kind of excitement about it has died down. But in relation to protests and things like that, they're not going away. The next protest from the 1958 and from Man United Supporters Trust, the next protest is scheduled for the home game against Arsenal. So these are going to be regular things throughout the season, you know, which is great to see. The fans are not letting up. They're not taking the pressure off. Enough is enough. We want the Glazers out. We need better owners. We need competent owners. It's not about putting their hands into their pockets. That has nothing got to do with it. It's just the way they run the club, the people they employ. They're incompetent. There's no vision. There's no plan for the future. They're looking to take out a loan now to fucking expand Old Trafford and do up Old Trafford, you know. And where is that? Why, you know, why aren't they taking it out of their own pocket? You know, they take 25 million this year in dividends, but yet they go out and fucking get a loan to do up Old Trafford. And what's going to happen with that loan? It's going to be heaped back onto the fucking club again. So this is what we're dealing with owners, and this is why we want them gone. They're incompetent, and we need a change, you know. MRG says, should get Gakpo and a striker, should get both what we're bidding for Antony. Absolutely, I agree. Clive says, Liverpool is still a better team. Well, look, you can only go on your last result, and you weren't better in that game. We want Antony transfer to happen now, and Gakpo. Ad says, Liverpool win means nothing if we don't beat Southampton tomorrow. I totally agree. And I said it in my match preview video. It's live. It's gone up on YouTube. Make sure you check it out. That it's going to be a very different game for these Manchester United players. So against Liverpool, we're going up against our biggest rivals, okay, for one. So you're always going to be, you know, up for a game like that. We had the protests outside of Old Trafford. We had all of that energy brought in by the fans into the ground, which I thought was fantastic. And I said it before the game, I hope that happened. And they brought it in. So going away now to Southampton, the other end of the country, these players are going to have to find another way of getting themselves motivated for this game. And I hope we don't fall back into the old Manchester United trap, you know, of, you know, the way they used to, you know, go out and, you know, no intensity, all of that kind of stuff. But I think, given the result against Liverpool, they have no excuse now. McKendrick says, do you play fantasy? I certainly do. Fantasy football. If you click on the link on my homepage, McKendrick, there's a link there to the United Community Channel Fantasy League. Anyone watching, guys, and anyone watching on YouTube as well, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. Links to all of my social media is there. We have the podcast, we have TikTok, we have YouTube, we have Twitter, we have Instagram. We have the Fantasy League, and we have a Discord as well. So make sure you go over and join the Discord. You know, we can have chats, you know, when we're not live, which is good as well. So make sure you're doing that. Daniel says, I would be looking at Ivan Toney, number 9. And Exhibit says, why don't we try get a set piece tactic? We have one of the best aerial and free kick takers in the world. And why don't we maximise it? I mean, we have CR7. We need that from CR, not his speed. Well, look, I'm sure it goes on. You know what I mean? There are set piece coaches employed at Manchester United. So I'm sure it is something that they would work on and that they do work on. You know, so I have no issues with that. Carl says, I think we should be in for Osimhen from Napoli. Oh, Jesus, he'd be a signing, wouldn't he? I think there was, not that I think, there was a report earlier today that Ronaldo's agent was potentially looking at offering Ronaldo to Napoli in exchange for Osimhen plus cash by Manchester United. But I think Napoli were looking for sick money, about 80 million plus Ronaldo. He's not going to be there too much longer. I'd say he could go in the next transfer window. If not in Leon, thanks for the gifts on TikTok. Really appreciate it. Yeah, if he doesn't go in January, he'll go in the summer, I think. He's a fantastic footballer. I agree with you there, Cottle. Absolutely. Daniel says, like the video, guy. Great channel, great community. Appreciate it, Daniel. Thanks a lot. And anyone that's watching, guys, again, like I said, everyone is more than welcome. Please hit the subscribe button as well if you're watching on YouTube. So we have plenty of people in watching as well, guys. Great to see 80 people in on YouTube. Great to see so many people in there as well. Now, let's see what people are saying. What will the score be tomorrow? It says, happy thoughts. I've gone with 2-0 myself. Let me know what your... let's do it. So, give me your score predictions in the chat, guys. Let me see. What do you think is going to be the score tomorrow? Southampton versus Manchester United. Get your score predictions in on the chat. Ramez says, should United start Martial or Ronaldo this season? Well, Martial is injured tomorrow. He's out. So it's going to be interesting to see who we go with. User 41 says 3-1. So, Sir Boax says, add the 10 million for Antony. Ben says 1-0 Southampton. Mighty Line says 3-1 United. Jube says 3-1 United. Bowman says 3-1 United. 2-2 says Pi. Kev says 2-1 to Southampton. Kieran says 4-1. Sebastian says 2-1 United. 1-1. McKendry says 4-1. So yeah, I mean, big difference there. Cotler saying 1-0 to Manchester United. But look, I think Manchester United will have enough tomorrow. I do think we'll have enough to get the job done. Now, look, in relation to Southampton, I don't think it's going to be easy. It's going to be as easy as some people are saying. Ismail says 3-1. Claudetta says 4-0. Jay says 2-1. Eric says 4-1. TZ says 4-0. Martin says 2-0. But look, I don't think it's going to be as easy. Chris says 2-0. Daniel says 3-0. I think Southampton are a better team than a lot of people give credit for. I think they have some very good players. Obviously, you know, Che Adams is on fire at the moment. He's had 4 goals in 3 games. 2 came against Leicester in a half an hour coming off the bench last weekend. Obviously, they have this set piece specialist in Ward-Prowse. So United do have to be very careful in relation to giving away free kicks and giving away set pieces, corners, all of that kind of stuff. Because they can hurt you there. They really can. Their 2 fullbacks are quite good. Kyle Walker-Peters has a goal and an assist already this season, playing at right back. So, you know, they're not going to be an easy pushover. And I don't think it's going to be as easy for Manchester United as a lot of people think. I just hope we can bring some of the momentum from the Liverpool game into this one. And by all means, we do need to start building a bit of momentum, because momentum builds confidence, and confidence then turns itself into good results. And it's a vicious cycle, you know. Confidence, result, confidence, result, confidence, and so on and so forth. So, you know, games like these away to the likes of Southampton, you know, we really do have to be winning. And because, look, I mean, the games are going to be coming thick and fast. They really are. And, you know, like if we look at, let's see, if we look at Manchester United and look at their fixtures, so we have fixtures. So obviously we have Southampton next. Then we're away to Leicester the following week. and then we are at home to Arsenal, and then away to Crystal Palace. So, and then at home to Leeds. So, like, games like Southampton, you really need to be picking up points against. You really, really do. Away to Leicester, you would be hoping we can win that one as well. Arsenal at home is going to be a difficult one. Crystal Palace will be difficult away. Leeds at home is always a difficult one as well. So you'd be hoping the likes of Southampton and Leicester, you can go and get results, get points on the board, build up a bit of momentum, get a bit of confidence into the team, and just kick on, So, but look, let's see what happens. Chris says, I will give 80 million on Ronaldo for Osimhen. And Cam says, I think Ronaldo will start tomorrow. Chris says, fixes number 9's problem. And Exhibit says, Southampton is scary with the set piece taker. We don't need McTominay. That mostly made foul near the box. Well, look, the one thing I would say, and the one probably positive you could have in starting the likes. Now, look, don't get me wrong, I don't want them starting, but I can understand why a McTominay would start because of the strength of Southampton with set pieces, having that extra bit of height. But look, that's not saying I want him to start. I have Ward-Prowse on my fantasy team, says Chris. Well, Chris, take him out quick. We're playing with United. Take him out. And Cam says, Asensio, Gakpo, and midfield could help us. Maybe a goalkeeper in there. Absolutely. And Chris says 80 mil and Ronaldo is still cheap than what Ajax want for Antony. Maybe we can get Antony in the winter window or next summer for 50 million. Maybe so. Let's see what people are saying on TikTok here as well. United are like tea bags, only one use and then finished. That's a pretty poor analogy now, I'd have to say. It doesn't really make much sense. United are like tea bags, only one use and then finished. Nah, you can come up with better than that. Come on. If you're going to slag properly. Come on. Celtic says, I felt more confident versus Liverpool and Southampton. And Tz Walker says, set piece is one of United's most dangerous enemy. And Morris says, how can I join Man United AM from Uganda? How can I join Man United AM from Uganda? Well, I'm not sure who you're looking to join there, but you can join all of my socials. Link is on my homepage here. YouTube, TikTok, all of the good stuff. Updates on Antony, says Sebastian. Yeah, we just went through it. Ajax have rejected a 90 million bid from Manchester United. So, I don't know where we go from there. Let's see. Must be a Liverpool supporter, says Mighty Lions. Isaac to Newcastle is going to be good. Does Casemiro start, says user? I think he starts. You know what? Let's do it. I'm going to run a poll on YouTube, guys. So anyone watching on TikTok, if you want to get involved in the poll, click the link on my homepage. We're live on YouTube as well. You can get involved in the poll. So the poll is, does Casemiro start? Yes or no? Let's get your votes in, guys, and let's see what happens. So if you want to join the poll, guys, head over to YouTube. Link is on the homepage. We're live there as well. Get your votes in, anyone watching on YouTube. Does Casemiro start? We'll give it maybe 5 minutes, and we'll see how we get on. Let's see. Basketball is better than soccer. Well, what are you doing on this fan channel then? Let's see. Callum says, did you hear if Silva goes to Barca, Frankie to United? Look, that has been a rumour for a couple of weeks now, but I did hear today that Guardiola has come out and said that he's not going. So, I don't know what that does for the deal. PJ Joe says, I watch from Thailand. Great to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. You're more than welcome. I was looking through my analytics the other day on YouTube to see where people are watching from, and there is a lot of people watching from Thailand and from Vietnam and places like that, so it's great to see so many people from all around the world watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Make sure you smash a like on the video, guys. Anyone new in watching on YouTube, over 60 watching there, only 23 likes. Take a second, hit the thumbs up button for me on YouTube. Really helps the channel out an awful lot. Twig says, that was a poor analogy. And Exhibit says, Garnacho and Elanga speed needed in this match. I agree. Yusuf says, CR7, time is up. I think we have enough over 30s. There we go. And Cottle says, Casemiro starting is a must. I'm sick of McTominay. And Exhibit says, Indonesia here. Great to see you guys all over the world. What a great thing YouTube is to get people from all over the world in watching together. Let's see. There's people here on TikTok as well, watching from all over the world. Let's see. Euro is in from Uganda. Let's see. Christopher is in from California. Great to see you, Christopher. I have an aunt that owns an Irish bar in Santa Monica in LA, so I've been to that part of the world a few times. Good to see you though. You're more than welcome. User is in from Uganda. Titus from Uganda. Great to see you, man. Breezy is watching from the USA. All fans from worldwide, great to see you guys. And if you're watching on TikTok, guys, from all around the world, do subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. The link is on my homepage. We have a great little community there as well. We put out daily content there as well. So go over and hit subscribe on YouTube, and you can watch us either there, or you can come back and watch us on TikTok as well. But yeah, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's see what people are saying here in relation to the Casemiro. So look, we've had 27 votes so far in relation to Casemiro starting, and we have 96% saying he should start, with 4% saying no, he shouldn't start. So look, I'm pretty it's pretty sure there. Just out of interest, the 4% of people on YouTube that don't think he should start, just put in the comments for me, who do you think should start ahead of him? Just out of curiosity. There's no slagging or anything like that. I'd just like to know what you think. Casemiro is going to be class, says Chris. Daniel says, what time is your watch along start tomorrow? So our watch along is 12 o'clock tomorrow, so a half an hour before the game. We'll be going live with the starting 11 and all that good stuff as well. So yeah, make sure I'll be putting the thumbnail up tomorrow morning, so make sure you just hit the bell notification. You'll get live notifications when we go live. As well, anyone on TikTok or YouTube, if you are subscribed or following, hit the bell notification. You'll get notified anytime we have new content up, which is great to see as well. Let's get through some more comments here. Mighty Lions says the likes of McTominay and Maguire will slowly phase out. Fingers crossed, hope so. Paul is in from Cape Town. Good to see you, Paul. Thanks for joining us. Watching from Nigeria, United fan supporter says Abubi. Great to see you, man. I hope I'm getting your names right there, guys, as well. But great to see you in. Kipro says, I'll bet for United on Sunday. Don't let me down in Kenya. Great to see. Surely we stay with the same back five. Look, I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't go with the same back five. It just would not make any sense to me, not to go with the same back five. You know, I mean, it was arguably the best area of the field, against Liverpool. So yeah, I don't see why we would. To be quite honest with you. So yeah, they were brilliant. They really were. I mean, Martinez and Varane do seem to be striking up a nice partnership together. You would hope that they can continue that. Malacia was just absolute fire. I thought he was brilliant. You know, for a first start in the Premier League, to be coming up against Salah and Trent. You know, now Trent has his weaknesses in defence, but going forward, he's very good. So Malacia to come in and do what he done, I thought was just sensational. What is the bar in Santa Monica called, so I can go support, says Christopher. It's called the Irish Times, Christopher. Let me get the... let me see. Let me see now. Here we go. I think I have it. I'll give you the address. The Irish Times, it's in, I think, let me see. I want to make sure it's the right one now. Yeah, I think it is. Motor Avenue, Los Angeles. So you'll find it on YouTube anyway, or you'll find it on Facebook. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. If you go in, let them know I sent you. Let's see. Yusuf says, we need players like Antony who runs with his head facing opponents, not look at the ground, what Rashford and Mash do for years now. Mr. Ketchup says Leicester and Chelsea close to agreement for Fofana. Thoughts? Look, I think it'd be a good signing. it's kind of player power now, really, isn't it? The fact that players can just dig their heels in and force a move, basically. Let's see, can Antony do it with Ajax and force a move to Manchester United in the next 6 days? We'll see what happens. I certainly do think it's a good signing for Chelsea, though. Exhibit says, change the low to McTominay. Maybe Mac will do better in that position. Oh, Jesus, no. That just puts him closer to the goal than it does when he's playing in midfield, so absolutely not. Absolutely not. But guys, look, it's been great. We're going to finish up there now. Like I said, we're going to be back tomorrow. Let's see. Man FC says, is that confirmed, Antony, to Manchester United? No, so the bid has been rejected. But look, let's see what happens in the next 6 days. Anyone who hasn't done so, guys, finally, please hit a thumbs up for me if you're watching on YouTube. And anyone watching on TikTok, smash the like button for me as well. And make sure you follow for daily Manchester United content. Like I said, we're going to be back tomorrow for the watch-along between Southampton and Manchester United. We're going live from 12 noon. And that's UK time. So anyone that's watching from anywhere around the world, check your local times. Make sure Make sure you hit the bell notification for the YouTube channel and for TikTok. You'll get notified when we go live, so you won't miss out. But I'm looking forward to it, guys. Hopefully United can get off to a good start again tomorrow. Nice early goal. Sonny, appreciate the gifts on TikTok, man. Thanks a lot. But look, hopefully Manchester United can get off to a good start tomorrow. Early goal. Kick on. Get a win. Get out there with 3 points and let's move on to the next game. But look, it's been a great watch along, guys. Great to see so many people in on YouTube as well. I really appreciate all the likes and the new subscribers to YouTube as well. You're all more than welcome. Really happy to have you here. Anyone watching on TikTok as well, you're more than welcome. Thanks for joining. Make sure you follow along again. Sonny, thanks for the gifts. I really appreciate it. But until tomorrow, guys,